which coin is more undervalued right now, Audius or Helium? All right, great question. Great question. Let's begin with Bill.
All right. Well, the definition of undervalued in this market is probably beat up. So, Audius at $1 versus Audius at $5 way back when. I would say Audius is probably, below its long-term potential. Now, Helium, if Helium's a top 10 or top 5 market cap project, Helium may also be undervalued. I'm just noticing here it's below its 50-day moving average. So Audius is more beat up, but Helium may, be one of these coins that goes from top 100 to top 20, especially if the market doesn't do well. It could be a 2-coin market, Helium and Matic.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Let's go to Forrest.
Yeah, so if we can just go to my screen real quick, I'll show you why I think that they are both equally fair valued. If you've watched this live stream before, if you watched Token Metrics TV, I'm a big fan of buying on the trend line, buying on the trend line, buying on the trend line. They're both essentially on their trend lines right now. We're looking at audio right now. It's at $1. It's fairly valued against this trend line. We did have this big bubble run up to $5. I hope there will be many more big bubble run ups in the future for audio in the long term. There'll be great selling opportunities once we get overvalued, but audio is fairly valued in my opinion in the short term. Now that's from a charting perspective. Obviously, we could delve in and do some analysis, some fundamental analysis on how mature are these networks, how many people, what is the actual market cap. But just from a simple trend line based price TA perspective, to me, these are both fairly valued based on their price history, right? Helium on its trend line at $13. So in my opinion, a great entry point, right? I always say buying the trend line, buying the trend line, buying the trend line. We're on the trend line, guys. If anyone's looking for a Helium or an Audius entry, not financial advice, I think they're both at fair value right now.
All right, thank you, Forrest. For me, I definitely have to go with Helium all the way. And that's not because I love Helium, even though I do. But that's because fundamentally, there are 2 huge catalysts coming for Helium network. One, we have the Helium halving, right? So if you go to Helium, here, just pull up my screen here. If you go to explore.helium.com, we have 48 days until the Helium halving. That means Helium, similar to the Bitcoin halving back last year in May, is going to become even more scarce. So you thought Helium was doing something. Now, in the last year or two, it's going to get even more scarce. Right? So this is a fundamental event that I think is definitely going to change the trajectory of where it's going. And then, not to mention, with the second fundamental event, right now we have 57,000 hotspots. I mean, this is growing based on network effects. Right? Just look at this. In the last, we've added how many hotspots? Let me see if I can map this. Okay, so now I'm mapping it as I would like. But basically, back in May, we were at 30,000, and now we're at 57,000. Right? So this is going parabolic, literally. This is literally a hockey stick graph. Right? Plus, we have over 200,000 hotspots backordered, probably even more now. That was how many they had before they launched the 5G. Right? So I have my 5G coming. Hopefully, it's not delayed. Or rather, I'm sorry, I'm on the wait list for it. But 5G is expected to launch in Q3. If it gets delayed, maybe Q4. So we have all these hotspots being added. This network is growing exponentially. We have the halving event coming up, and then we have 5G networks. So to me, this is not really priced in. I mean, yes, we could say it's priced in, but this is going to get more useful as a network, right? Following Metcalfe's law, I don't see how this. Oh, plus we also have staking as well. Those are 4 fundamental events that are going to happen and impact the price upward. Not financial advice, but I think those 4 fundamental events are definitely going to make Helium undervalued. Now, I do have some Audius as well, but honestly, I don't think there are that many events coming up that would make Audius moon. I know they're still in the works with music staking. I'm sorry, music NFTs, but I'm not sure when that's coming out. I haven't really. I'm basically not an Audius expert. I'm a Helium expert. Helium, I know, right? So as a result, I'd have to choose Helium as being more undervalued. But thank you for that question.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.